It's related to the red horse prophecy in Revelation. It's related to 2 Thessalonians 2, when it says about the day of the Lord, the parousia. That day will not occur until the apocalypse of the Antichrist and the apostasia, the word rebellion or revolt. That's all really defined in the prophecy of the red horse. But here's where the term came from and why I used it purposely. When I started dealing with ritually abused individuals, then we dealt with military-oriented, highly trained, programmed shooters and assassins inside of them. When we began to deal with them, I dealt with someone from Fort Bragg for quite a while and a few others. We were sitting in a lake, Conneaut Lake. They reached over and ripped open my shirt to see if I was wired, if I was wiring and recording them. And they were the most sophisticated satanic warrior type person. They knew 5-6 languages. They knew the ancient Twilight languages. They knew how to conjure. They knew how to use Belteshazzar, Okwam, all these old Pictish languages of the Druids to summon. They are the real Luciferian. They've been through many human sacrificial things. So they sat there to tell me some of those things, what they've been involved with, how they sacrifice a human. I'm listening to all this stuff from them. And then they said to me, you have no idea, Russ, how many of us there are out there. How many satanic, they use the term, chosen ones. You have no idea how many. You have no idea what's coming. We smell Christian blood. We are waiting for our day. And when the call is given, millions of us will be released. And they looked at me and said, you believe in revivals, and you believe in Pentecost and the power of God. You believe in all that. We believe in the Black Awakening, a multi-continental release of power to activate the program demonized, where they've weaponized the demonic powers to these super soldiers. So some of the oldest, darkest occultists, the idea of chaos first, a collapsing of everything so that a new order can rise, that's all by design. And we've been given the heads up in prophecy, but all prophecy has boots on the ground. It'll all eventually happen. So I do believe that millions and millions of these trained, programmed, altered, demonized super soldiers, whether we want to say it or not, they believe they're being raised to help bring the Antichrist in. Yahawashi, 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 Yahawashi.
Therefore his arm brought salvation unto him, and his righteousness it sustained him. For he put on righteousness as a breastplate, and an helmet of salvation upon his head. And he put on the garments of vengeance for clothing, and was clad with zeal as a cloak. According to their deeds, accordingly he will repay. Fury to his adversaries, recompense to his enemies, to the islands, he will repay recompense. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down. He couched as a lion. And as an old lion, who shall rouse him up?
Yahawashi, 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 Yahawashi.
Who shall rouse him up? Be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion, like a woman in travail. For now shalt thou go forth out of the city, and thou shalt dwell in the field. And thou shalt go even to Babylon. There shalt thou be delivered. There the Lord shall redeem thee from the hand of thine enemies. Now also many nations are gathered against thee, that say, Let her be defiled, and let our eye look upon Zion. But they know not the thoughts of the Lord, neither understand they his counsel. For he shall gather them as the sheaves into the floor. Arise and thresh, O daughter of Zion. I will make thine horn iron, and I will make thy hoofs brass. And thou shalt beat in pieces many people, and I will consecrate their gain unto the Lord, and their substance unto the Lord of the whole earth. Yahawashi, 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 Yahawashi.
Alright, Shalom to elected Israel, to the hopeful elected Israel. You Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. I want to give all praise to Barak, Yahahwah, Barak, Yahawashi. Barak, Yahahwah, Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone, led me to this truth and been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord, when we part of that number, Lord, wouldn't this be edifying to those who fear the name of the Lord and striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 5. It is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Ezra chapter 5 verse 42. The water for anybody coming in on the comment board here and on after. Yahawashi, Barak, Atham. Salakia for my allergies been messing up real bad. You know, the other day, about a day or so, I've been dealing with it. You know, stuffy nose and whatnot. Weather's just changing, so Salakia for the tone of my voice. Sounds a little congested. But you know, this is a marriage. You know, we are married to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahawashi. And it's to life, death, sickness, and in health. So we need to do this work to the best of our abilities, regardless of the situation. So Lord willing, this is edifying to the flock. China and U.S. race to unleash AI robot soldiers. China restricts exports of a key material and various end-time topics. So Lord willing, this is edifying to the flock. And we'll get right into it. So we're going to start right here. U.S. Threatens retaliation against Iran for attacks on military bases in Middle East. So, might watch a little bit of it, but let's see what it was talking about.
Later, the U.S. Central
Hold on, Salakia.
U.S. warned Iran there will be revenge for attack on U.S. military bases in Middle East. U.S. military bases in the Middle East came under attack with drones striking Al-Tanf, the U.S. base in Syria, and a missile strike on Konoko, another U.S. base in Syria, while the U.S. also intercepted 3 attack drones in Iraq. Fox News reported this. A U.S. defense official said that the drones had targeted the U.S. base of Al-Tanf, located near Syria's common border with Iraq and Jordan. Iranian-aligned Lebanese TV channel Al Mayadin also reported that 2 US military bases in Syria had been attacked. In addition to the drone attack on the Al-Tanf base, Al-Mayadeen reported a missile strike on the Konako base in a rural area in Syria's northern Deir ez-Zor region. In Iraq, the US intercepted 3 attack drones targeting 2 different military bases, as 2 US defense officials confirmed. Later, the US Central Command also confirmed the attack. The 2 drones targeted the Ain al-Assad airbase in western Iraq, where US troops were stationed. Several soldiers were slightly injured. The 3rd drone targeted a base in northern Iraq. No casualties were reported. Republican Senator Tom Cotton said that attacks by Iran-affiliated groups against US forces are considered a direct attack by Tehran against America. He warned Tehran about the attacks of armed groups affiliated with Iran on American positions in the region. This will definitely be avenged.
So basically that's showing that it's about to go down, man, and just showing that the U.S. is involved in the Middle East, and it's finna be, World War III. We already have begun World War III. So I want to go over here and pull up this article before we get into some precepts. I'm going to pull up several articles, and then we're going to get into some precepts. So it says the U.S. send the U.S. carrier strike group additional air defense system to the Persian Gulf. So they're moving their defense systems over there, additional ones. Get ready for this battle of Armageddon, right? Then we got over here, North Korea warns preemptive nuclear strike in response to U.S. military deployment. So this is, these are the nations that are going to join the Russia. And, they're going to destroy this place with the intercontinental ballistic missiles. So while America, Babylon the Great is coming after Iran, the BRICS, and other nations that want to be with the BRICS are starting to come against America, Babylon the Great. So we're going to get this out the way, warns a primitive strike. Then it says China media issues ominous Salakia war warning to U.S. global scale, right? Because they're going after Iran, so the battle is about to go. As we keep going down, ISIS calls for Jewish attacks around the world. Now we know that these people who call themselves the Jews, with the little small hats on, the 1948ers in Israel, they are not the people of the Lord, okay? They are Edomites. Amalek, the first descendants of Esau, okay? That's them. They stole our heritage, and ISIS is calling to attack these people all around the world, which is, pretty serious deal. Well, I'll just read a little bit. Basically in Gaza, they said 4,137 Palestinians have been killed, over 13,000 wounded. More than 1,400 people in Israel have been killed, and that's just what they know. We know that it's probably more. So this is showing that great division between the West and the East, right? Now, while that's going on, this Republican, he warned, that America, Babylon the Great's heading towards civil war. And we know this. We're going to pull up precepts for all this stuff. Just bear with me. There's a couple more articles I want to pull up, and then we're going to get into some precepts. So this warns Republicans heading towards civil war, right? And while that's going on, Pakistan test fires their Ababil nuclear missile. So they're getting their plowshares in the swords, turning their money into missiles, and they're testing them out for this great destruction of America, Babylon the Great. Okay? We're going to put up some precepts, and I'm going to tie it in just a second. So this is the one that I wanted to read about a little bit. China restricts airports of a key material, stocking U.S. fears about battery supply chains. So we'll just read a little bit in, so then we're going to get into some precepts. So China has slapped export controls on graphite and key mineral used to make steel and electric car batteries. Okay, and we know America, Babylon the Great is all trying to push their digital system and cars and whatnot. So now this is, putting them in a bind. They're gonna have to, take this to the next level. It's gonna be World War III to a mass scale, right? Salakia. So it says ratcheting up a trade fight with the United States over technologies needed to be all planet eating fossil fuels. But we know about this system that they're gonna make. It's not gonna work. It says the result. That's showing that there's going to be 2024 is going to be a lot different than 2023. Okay, it's going to be completely different. They got to get resources from China because China probably still wants something out of them. So once that goes through, then we're going to go back and deal with some of those first precepts, talking about how America, Babylon the Great is trying to get revenge on Iran, but Iran is going to go join Russia with also a lot of these other nations. Okay, when you look into Ezekiel, the 38th chapter. So we're going to read Revelation. We're going to go over here to Revelation. I want to make a point. Revelation chapter 13, verse 2. And we can start at 1. But I want to make a point. This is one way we know. But once you look it up, the word bear means to be enough, to be sufficient. But I want to show something else that's going to show that that's talking about Russia. So Revelation chapter 13, verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, talking about John the Revelator, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea like a cistern, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. Right? Esau, Edom is going against the Lord. Verse 2, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and that's talking about Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Okay, over here in America, Babylon the Great. And his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. Right? That power, right? And the dragon, which is the Roman Empire, gave him his power and his seat and great authority. Okay, so the Roman Empire helped after the Soviet Union collapsed and whatnot. They put them back in a position to where they were the second most powerful, nuclear arms sufficient nation out of the rest. So this was that system that was being set up, ultimately by Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Now you see how it says the bear, right? Well, look at this. And it's talking about basically Russia is going to defeat America, Babylon the Great. When there's statues, whichever one's at the bottom is the one that defeated the one before. And Russia is known as the Medes, or it's Gog and Magog in the Bible. is Russia's mascot? It's a bear. See? That's how we know that's talking about Russia. The Lord set that up on purpose. It's a bear. The bear is Russia, man. Okay? So now we're going to get over here, Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 1. All the dogs are barking right now, and Russia's going to be ultimately the one that bites, and all the ones that are with him. Jeremiah chapter 5 verse 1, run ye to and fro through the streets of Jerusalem, right? Which is us, because we're scattered across the four corners of the earth. We're running to and fro when we're doing these videos. We're on the highways and byways. We're doing the work of the Lord. And see now and know and seek the broad places thereof. Right? That's what we do when we go out there and do this work. If you can find a man, if there be any that executeth judgment, who's doing that? The elders and apostles, a great millstone on down to the followers like, myself and other followers that seeketh the truth, and I will pardon it. So we want to be pardoned from this great judgment coming. Right? Verse 2, and though they say the Lord liveth, surely they swear falsely, and a lot of them do. A lot of people do. That's why they're not going to be pardoned. 66.6% of our people, 2/3 of our people, do not want to hearken to the word of the Lord, and they want to call on other gods, and that's making it to where they are falsifying the name of the Lord. They're speaking the name's Lord in vain because it's not for His purpose. Verse 3, O Lord, Bahasham, Yahawashi, are there not eyes upon the truth? Thou hast stricken them, but they have not grieved. See, 2/3 of our people have not grieved. They still want to fit in here. They still want to make it here. They still okay with living under the so-called white man. They not wanting to come back to the ways of Yahawashi. Thou hast consumed them, but they have refused to receive correction. So you got some of our people, even though we were consumed in America, Babylon the Great, all this slavery we went through here, they still want to stay here, man, which is just, it's only the Lord doing that. They have made their faces harder than a rock. They have refused to return. Right? Therefore I said, surely these are poor, they are foolish. Why are they poor? Because they don't have these riches. They don't have the spiritual understanding. And also Jake just poor, period, for the most part. For they know not the way of the Lord, nor the judgment of their power, Yahahwah. They don't understand the judgment of the Lord is to destroy America, Babylon the Great, and to destroy these other countries and kingdoms. They don't understand that, and they don't want to call on His name. They still want to call on, white Jesus and whatnot. And we know that there's no power in that name, man. Verse 5, I will get unto me the great men, and will speak unto them. Who's that? The prophets. For they have known the way of the Lord, and the judgment of their power. But these have altogether broken the yoke and burst the bonds. Right? Wherefore a lion out of the forest shall slay them. See, so we went off too. The men of the Lord went off too, and this is why we're in this captivity. Wherefore a lion out of the forest. Remember Revelation chapter 13, verse 2. It talked about how that system of the bear, the leopard and the bear. There's the part about the lion out of the forest shall slay them. That it had the voice of a lion, and we were in captivity by all these nations, man. Okay, every single nation had their hands on us. So wherefore a lion out of the forest shall slay them, and a wolf of the evening shall spoil them. Right? Talking about that all our kingdom will get taken down. And then it says what? A leopard shall watch over their cities. Who's watching over our stuff? Esau, even so-called white man? Didn't it say in Revelation chapter 13, verse 2, it talked about a leopard? That's them. Everyone that goeth out thence shall be torn into pieces, because their transgressions are many and their backslidings are increased. And that's why the Lord's going to use Esau, Edom again to punish 2/3. Verse 7, how shall I pardon thee for this? Thy children have forsaken me. and sworn by them that there are no gods, right? When I had fed them to the full, they then committed adultery. So even though the Lord took care of us, you know, the majority of our people still went off, man. And you probably had some prophets back then who didn't do certain things but made mistakes on other things. But, you know, as a whole nation, we had to fall because, you know, we was going off as a whole. We were a body. So, you know, the whole body had to fall down. So when they committed adultery and assembled themselves by troops in the harlot houses. What's the harlot houses? Them churches, man. That's the harlot houses to the Lord. Verse 8, they were as fed horses in the morning, everyone neighed after his neighbor's wife, like, you know, committing adultery. Verse 9, shall I not visit for these things, saith the Lord, and he will. And shall not my soul be avenged on such a nation as this? And he is. He did. He took vengeance on us, and we received our punishments, and we still receiving them today. We still under the curses, you know. But the Lord is removing that iniquity from Jacob so we could get out of here, man. Romans and all this stuff that we reading about, all these articles, this is why. we bring this stuff and we connect it to the scriptures. Romans chapter 15 verse 4, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, so we can go tie this stuff in and see that it's happening, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. See, and the only way you can receive hope and faith is from Yahawah, Bahasham, and Yahawashi, as it says in Ephesians chapter 2 verse 8. So what are we supposed to be doing? What's the patience that we need? We need to be doing this. And it reads, remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations, ask thy father and he will show thee. And how is he showing us? The way he's moving in the earth, the way he's got these heathens getting ready for these battles, you know, that are all going to lead up to the destruction of their own kingdoms. You know, and ultimately the battle against them versus Yahawashi. So that's why we remember in the days of old, because these were the days that the Lord was warning Israel of these things to come to pass. He even, when you read Genesis chapter 49, it talks about how Israel, which his name is Jacob, you know, who turned into Israel, told his 12 sons about how they were going to get scattered across the four corners of the earth, and these things were going to come to pass. Okay, that's why we could remember in these days. Consider the years of many generations, ask thy father, and he will show thee thy elders, and they will tell thee. So this is how we learn these things, through the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to everybody on the combo. Yahawashi. So I want to go to Isaiah chapter 30 verse 20. And it reads, and though the Lord give you the bread of adversity, right? We're going through these afflictions, in the water of affliction, we're going through these trials out here, you know, being at the bottom of the earth, you know, going through sickness, what kind of, you know, whatever trials the Lord wants us to go through. Yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers. You see, so this is why the elders and apostles are constantly putting videos out and putting themselves out on the highways and byways so the elect can see them and repent and return from iniquity. That's the whole point. And what are they doing? They're telling you about war coming, pestilence, you know, the MOTB. They're letting you know what's going on a daily basis. Isaiah chapter 30 verse 21, and thine ears shall hear a word behind thee saying, this is the way, walk ye in it. When ye turn to the right hand and when ye turn to the left. And that's Bahasham, Yahawashi, keeping the feet of his saints. He said that he would keep the feet of his you know, his people, man. And that's spiritually, you know. And once you get your spirit right, you will walk in this world with certain movements that will keep you from being judged by Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Amos chapter 5 verse 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. And that's what these these people in these harlot houses, as we read earlier, they don't understand that the day of the Lord is going to be very, very dark. Okay. Verse 19. And if a man did flee from a lion, right? And you could look at the lion as like a real lion, or you could look at it in the sense of actually like the Edomites, okay? Right? And a bear met him. What about the bear? The bear could be like talking about Russia, because we know that the Russian mascot is a bear. In Revelation 13, verse 2 that we was reading earlier, it said that the leopard was on top of the statue and then the bear. And it had a mouth as a lion. So this is really talking about you coming to a confrontation from Edomites. You know, it could be a lion or actual bear too as well, though. But it's just something to keep in mind. And a bear met him or went into the house, like you got away from all that danger, and leaned his hand on the wall, and the serpent bit him. And spiritually, this is what we're going through right now. Everywhere we turn, we're dealing with these trials that the Lord's given us and going through these curses. You know, all of us have a different measure that he wants to judge us according, but we're all going through this kind of stuff. Like, no matter where you turn, you got to do something else, you know, to barely keep yourself afloat. And in this time, we hope that the Lord keeps us from stuff like this. But 2/3 is going to be dealing with that at that time, because they don't want to repent. Verse 20, shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark, and no brightness in it? Like, and that's talking about so dark, you get a flashlight and try to put it through the darkness, you can't even see the light come out the flashlight. That's how dark the Lord's talking about, man. It's going to be dark, okay? And the only light that's going to be out here is, you know, the elect, you know, and the Lord's going to keep their feet at that time. He's going to give them spiritual understanding more than what we have now, and powers, if we are that number, Lord willing. Isaiah chapter 66, verse 16, for by fire and by his sword shall the Lord plead with all flesh, the missiles, man, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. See? It's going to be many. You can look at that fire as, you know, the sword too, you know, people shooting and whatnot. You know, that's why when you see like when they had like the like when they had the Civil War and they would line them all up, they would say fire. Yeah, because it's fire. Okay, literally. Okay, you got to have fire and ignite with the gunpowder to shoot that motherfucker. So we're gonna go to Joel chapter 2, verse 1. This is kind of concerning Pakistan testing their missiles out. This is where it talks about the missiles. We're going to read a little bit. Just a couple precepts, then we're going to move on. Verse 1, blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain, talking about Israel, the men, you know, and he's talking about, you know, that trumpet. That trumpet is the mouthpiece of the prophets. You know, it's the Lord's mouthpiece. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand, a day of darkness and of gloominess. What's that day? That's talking about the day of the Lord. A day of clouds and of thick darkness, the mushroom clouds from them newts, man. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong, there have never been the like. Just like it says in Matthew, it'll be a time like never before. Right? Neither shall be any more of it, even to the years of many generations. It ain't gonna never be war again after this, because they ain't gonna have nobody gonna have no weapons. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them. And when it talks about that Garden of Eden before them, the Garden of Eden we know was in the east, and it started with the land of Israel, the land of Palestine, and that place is going to get laid desolate too, and nothing is going to escape them. And now we see right now, you got all these people gunning towards them. You got ISIS calling out to try to, you know, have everybody in the world who's dealing with them to attack the Amalek, okay, who they call themselves the so-called Jews. Okay, they call themselves the Jews, but they're not. They're Amalek, the first descendants of Esau. They are Edomites. Okay? The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses. And when you look at Revelation chapter 9, verse 16, it says there's 200,000 of those horsemen. And that's talking about the missiles. 200 million intercontinental ballistic missiles. And as horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains, they shall leap. That's when they come out their missile silos, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. See? That's the Lord's army, the missiles. Before their face, the people shall be much pain. All faces shall gather blackness. And you could look at that as that soot too, that dark smoke, man. It's going to be dangerous, okay? So we need the Lord. Verse 7, they shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. And they shall march everyone on his wage, which means what? They're not going to run into each other. And they shall not break their rakes. See? Neither shall one thrust another. They got them GPS systems. They shall walk everyone in his path, them GPSs. And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. They gon' hit. And it says in Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12, verse 1, his incorruptible spirit is in all things. So the Lord's spirit is in them missiles, man. They shall run to and fro in the city, and shall run upon the wall, and they shall climb upon the houses, and they shall enter into the windows like a thief. The Lord said he come like a thief in the night. Verse 10, the earth shall quake before them. That's because they're missiles, man. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining, man. You know, you just go by all that mushroom cloud. And on top of that, you know, really, when you look at it as the elect, they're basically like stars walking on the ground. Okay, they're a constellation of Yahawah, Bahasham, and Yahawashi. They're gonna withdraw their shining too. But before that, they already done been not. You know, they already gonna have that mindset of not teaching no more, because the famine of the word is gonna be there by then, and everybody's gonna be trying to get the truth, and the Lord's gonna make their mouths cling to the floor. Let me see if I can go pull that up real quick. Jeremiah, I think it's Jeremiah 3:25. Let me check. It's either Jeremiah or Isaiah. Nope. I think it's Isaiah. I want to add this. This is a good one. Hold up. Hold up. It's something like this. I'm gonna find it. Yeah, Ezekiel 3:25 and 26. I was thinking it was in Isaiah. Verse 25. But thou, O son of man, behold, they shall put bands upon thee, and shall bind thee with them, and thou shalt not go out among them. Right? And this is after the famine of the word, verse 26, and I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth. Which means what? We ain't going to be told the truth. That thou shalt be dumb, and thou shalt not be them a reprover. And that's what we're doing right now. We're trying to reprove our people, for they are a rebellious house. And that's how the Lord's going to do. He's going to make us stop teaching the word. So this is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 14. And it reads, put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that been in the bow, shoot at her. What's that? Them missiles, man. Spare no arrows, for she have sinned against the Lord. And in a way, you know, this word is the weapon as well. You know, this word is the most powerful weapon. It says that it's more sharper than any two-edged sword. So while, you know, before these real intercontinental ballistic missiles come, we shooting the spiritual arrows at this place, and we not sparing none. We shooting everything we got at this place, and that's what's gonna bring the missiles. You know, the men of the Lord fulfilling the Lord's will, and these heathens fulfilling the Lord's will to be wicked, and they gonna get destroyed. And then it was talking about, I had another article talking about that Republican talking about there's gonna be a civil war, and there will be. Luke chapter 12 verse 51. Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on the earth, I tell you, nay, but rather division. And that's what the Lord's doing. He's dividing the sheep and the goats. Okay, you know, the sheep is the elect, the goats is 2/3. Verse 52. For from henceforth there shall be 5 in one house divided, 3 against 2 and 2 against 3. That's civil war, man. That's civil war right there. Simple and plain. Psalms chapter 64, verse 7. Now we know that we had another article talking about they're going to. Another article was talking about how China is taking away that material to where America, Babylon the Great don't have enough resources to make their electric cars and whatnot. And this is what the Lord's doing to them. Psalm chapter 64, verse 7. But the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. And that's what's happening. They're getting their resources taken away. And they're going to be what? Crying out to their leaders. They're going to be. So you got all these YouTubers, these YouTubers and these, you know, these bankers and stuff. They're talking about the economy is falling, the system's falling, the nation's falling. This is what they're doing. Verse 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. And that's what the Lord's got them doing. And right after that, Revelation chapter 17, verse 6. After all these things come to pass. And I saw a woman drunken with the bloods. Oh, wait. I think it's verse 16. Hold on. Yep. Revelation chapter 17, verse 16. And the 10 horns, talking about that beast system, which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. And they're going to also, you know, they're going to join Russia. Because Russia isn't part of that 10 beast system. Okay, because when you look at history, they went against the EU and whatnot. Okay, after World War II. So they're going to help. They're also going to help Russia destroy this place. So, you know, with those other nations. Now, this is one I want to read a little bit about, and then I'm going to put in a couple precepts. Then I just got a couple more articles, and then we out of here. Okay. China and U.S. race to unleash killer AI robot soldiers who make their own decisions. Like when you see in the very beginning, you got that guy in that video that the elder made talking about them super sentient AI robot soldiers. They already got them things. They need more. So killing AI robots are set to be the next war machine produced by China and the U.S., who are now racing to develop high-tech weapons controlled by artificial intelligence. Research from the Special Competitive Studies Project detailed escalating competition between U.S. and its allies and China in its developing AI weapons, particularly following the successful use of new technologies used by Ukraine and resistant Russian forces. It's like you was. Okay. So according to a report, China's aggressive pursuit of AI advancement in its weapon systems could cause shift in the balance of power globally and be direct threat to the peace and stability of America, Babylon the Great. As underwritten for nearly 80 years in the Indo-Pacific, one expert, CRISPR Alexander Pioneer Development Group, said the race with China to build autonomous weapon systems could be defining defense challenge of the next 100 years. But we know we ain't gonna be here that long. But you know how it says they inward thought is they think their house is gonna last forever. Psalms 49:11. They think that they just got all this time. No, they don't. Now, I want to go pull up something about in Revelation chapter 9. You see how it had that thing talking about how they want the robots to make their own decisions? Well, the Lord is going to use these things to torture people, man. Revelation chapter 9. In the fifth, a lot of them going to have to see him. In the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven into the earth. And to him was given the key of the bottomless pit, and he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke out of the pit, as the smoke of a great furnace, and the sun and the air were darkened by the reason of the smoke of the pit, right? And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, okay? And that's talking about them robots, man, and other weapons they got, and unto them was given power. See, they're giving them power right now. That's showing. They're unleashing these robots that are saying they're going to make their own decisions, and the Lord's going to make them torture people, okay? So, and they came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power, and the scorpions of the earth have, as the scorpions of the earth have power. And it was commanded them, see, they commanded, the Lord commanded them, they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of the Most High in their foreheads. And that's why we're doing this work. We want to be sealed, man. We want to have that seal of Bahasham and Rawchaa on our forehead to be exempt from this, man, and other things that are coming. And to them it was given that they should not kill them, but that they should be tormented for 5 months. And 5 months, that could be any kind of period amount of time. It could be 2 months, it could be 5, it could be 10. We don't know. And their torment was the torment of a scorpion when he striketh a man. And in those days all men shall men seek death, and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. So the Lord is going to make them go through this punishment, man. And if that don't bring you fear of the Lord, then I don't know what will, because that's terrifying, okay? That's terrifying as hell. Why would you want to beef with Yahawashi? Okay, you're going to send an AI robot, and it's going to have your name on it. And he's going to program and do whatever you don't want it to do. And it's not going to kill you. It's going to torture you and leave you lying on the ground until you heal up. Then he's going to torture you again. He might not even wait till you heal up. He might just torture you enough to where he knows you're not going to die. And shit, you don't want to fuck with them things. So New York streets descend into chaos during pro-Palestinian rally. So dozens of people are believed to have been arrested following an intense day of the pro-Palestine protests in New York City. Just happened the other day. Demonstrators demanding an end to attacks by the Israel Defense Forces have killed civilians in Palestine, took to the streets in a Bay Ridge area of Brooklyn. As the protests continue into the night, some people were arrested by NYPD. According to the clips of the scene, says as of October 19th, 3,785 civilians have been killed in Gaza. They out there, man, just raging, okay, over some land that ain't even theirs. So we're going to pull up a couple precepts about this, and I'm going to get into a couple more things, then we out of here. So this is 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 3. Salakia. And it reads, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, verse 4, then thou shalt well understand. See, we got a well understanding of this. That the Most High spake of those things. Why? Because we consider in the days of old, he said it was going to happen. From the days that were before thee, even from the beginning, it was already meant to happen. As we also read in Daniel chapter 7, verse 10. Talks about how the multitude of angels was before Yahahwah, the Ancient of Days. And he said the judgment was set and the books were opened. 2nd Ezra chapter 8, verse 1. This is why we know a lot of people is not going to make it. And this is Ezra's, I think, in his second fast, going on 7 days, when the angel Uriel was showing him the destruction of America, Babylon the Great, and other various things that he was showing him. So 2nd Ezra chapter 8, verse 1, he answered me, saying, the Most High have made this world for many, but the world to come for few. So the world that's coming is ultimately for Yahawashi, 144,000 elect men, and then the honorable multitude on down, and then the 2/3 will come back in the kingdom after the destruction. 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 3. And it reads, and through covetousness, hold on. That's not where I want. This is the one I want. Me and my elder, I was at camp with my elder yesterday, and we were going over this too. You know, the Lord seen us as beasts until we came into this truth. 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 12, but these as natural brute beasts, because why? We were acting like the heathen, so the Lord looked at us like beasts too, because he looks at them like beasts. Made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil of the things that they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption. You see? They're not going to make it out. All this that they're doing is going to come to naught. So that's why we don't really involve ourselves too much in it and going all deep and learning everything that's going on. We just show that they out there, but we know the Lord's going to destroy them, man. There ain't no need to be digging super deep. We just see it's going on. The Lord says it's going to happen, and we believe. So there's two things I want to pull up, and then I'm out. I'm going to put a couple precepts on this, and then I'm gone. Nokia says difficult decision to lay off up to 14,000 workers. It's a necessary step. Nokia shares fell to a new one-year low after the company reported 69% plunge in the third quarter profits. So they lost a whole bunch of money. They dropping a whole bunch of people over there. And also, more than 7,000 stores will close for a day in weeks, affecting millions of customers. So I want to pull this up. It says multiple grocery chains has announced they will be shutting down for Thanksgiving, blah, blah, blah. Last minute shoppers beware. Walmart, Publix, Costco, Sam's Club will not open for the holiday, meaning over 7,000 locations will not be in service. Okay, and basically, I want to get to more of, what they doing on top of that. So, and this costs a lot of money. When you shut down 7,000 stores in a day, there is no money pushing. That is like a whole lot of money. Okay, and that's what people don't understand. But it also says Walmart is closing 4,616 stores. Man. Okay, that's a lot of stores. Publix is closing 1,300 locations. Sam's Club's closing 600. Costco shut down 591. They're going to turn these things into concentration camps more than likely. So just prepare yourself. We know we don't do Thanksgiving and whatnot. They celebrate that because of the fall of a northern tribe. We don't celebrate none of that stuff. That's all, heathen customs. We don't do that stuff over here. We keep the Shabbats, the Sabbaths, and we work, we do our work for the Lord. We got the Day of Atonement, the blowing of the trumpet. We have our own feasts and whatnot. Isaiah chapter 19, verse 15, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch, or rush may do. We're going to run out of work, right? Got a couple more precepts. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1. Slocky. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of youth, right? Us new brothers coming in, we're supposed to remember Yahawashi in the days of our youth, while evil days come not. See, we're in a place where, there's evil around us and whatnot, but it hasn't been like Jacob's trouble type evil, so there hasn't came all the way yet. So right now we're supposed to be remembering the Lord and staying occupied in prophecy. Nor the years draw nigh when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. And that's what's going to happen. We already don't have no pleasure in this place. So how much more during Jacob's trouble? We hope that the Lord gives us that spirit to laugh in the sight of danger, as it says in Job. So while the sun, verse 2, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders, talk about working, cease because they are few. They already shut down a whole bunch of stores and stuff, right? Firing a whole bunch of people. And those that look out of the windows be darkened, and the door shall be shut in the street when the sound of the grinding is low, that working, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Ain't gonna be nobody making no more rap music, all that, ain't gonna be no more music out here, man. All them singing is wickedness. Verse 5, and they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fear shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden. A desire shall fail, and the desire shall fail. It's lucky. Because man goeth to his long home, and the mourners go about the streets. Forever. Salakia, I was feeling too good the last day. So, or ever the silver cord be loose, or the golden bowl be broken. All the resources and stuff, or the pitcher be broken at the fountain, or the wheel broken at the cistern, right? Because there ain't gonna be nothing left there, especially when all these Generation Z people get shipped off to World War III. Lord willing, the Lord spares us from that, All us over here, that trust in the Lord, and we have faith that he will. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto the Most High who gave it. And that shows you that there ain't no hell where you burn forever. You go back to the Most High to receive your judgment. And either you going to get mercy or you going to get wrath. Put you back in the body and have you go through some more judgment. And you ain't going to even remember yourself. He going to put you in remembrance, either judging you to your face, or he's going to have you come to the truth and you go repent. That's the only two ways out of this place. 2nd Ezra chapter 15 verse 13, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with fearful constellation. It's going to be a dangerous time, man. 2nd Ezra 16:24, this is my last precept. And it reads, there shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. And the trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? Just like it said in Ecclesiastes 2. Who's going to gather them? It's the elect, because they're going to be the only ones left around. Okay? That the Lord's going to be protecting, because he said that Michael the Archangel is going to come down here and protect us, man. So we're praying that we're that number who receives that spiritual protection, that spiritual power from Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahawashi. So Lord willing is edifying to the flock. That's all I got for today. Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. I want to give all praise to Barak, Yahahwah, Barak, Yahawashi. Barak, Yahahwah, Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praise to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Want to give double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstone, led me to this truth and been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord, willing we part of that number. Lord, willing us be edifying to those who fear the name of the Lord and to strive to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 5. It is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Ezra chapter 5 verse 42. May the blessing of election be upon your households. Kwam Yasharala. Shalom.